actually going to show you guys the 3 different ways that you can pin your content and your graphics to your boards. The first one is pinning directly from Pinterest, and I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Next will be pinning from a website, and that could be any of your own websites or another website, for example, Amazon or another blog that you actually want to pin that specific content to your Pinterest account. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. And then the third way that you are going to be able to pin is through a scheduling app. And I'm going to show you guys how to do this one after I walk you through the first 2 ways that I mentioned here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and show you the first way, which is pinning from Pinterest. Before you can create your first pin, we actually need to set up a board because all pins need to be saved into a board. So I'm going to show you how to do this step by step, and I wanted to make sure to record this updated video because Pinterest has recently updated their layout, and I wanted to make sure no one was lost, but that is why you're seeing a lot more going on in the profile. This is a more up-to-date video. So okay, to create your first board, you go to your profile page. Then let me dismiss this. We have to go to the Save tab. If you scroll down, you're going to see on the right-hand side this plus button that you can click and then select board. Now, the only thing that you can see right away is the name of the board. You can just name it and decide if you wanted to keep it a secret board or not. So I'm going to go ahead and name Chile Travel because we just got back from Chile and we want to start posting content about that. So Chile Travel. And again, we've already talked about optimizing our account and what you should use to name your boards. Make sure you use category names or interest or broader keywords. And for now, I'm going to click on keep this board secret because I still have not created any pins for it. So instead of having that board empty, everyone coming in and seeing like Chile Travel, but there's no pins in it, you can keep it as a secret board and then click create. The first thing that Pinterest is going to do is to suggest pins for your new board, but don't pin anything at. It is better if the first pin to your board is an original pin. That helps with SEO. It grabs all of the keywords that you use for Pinterest to better allocate that content. So don't pin anything right now, just click on done. And then now we can actually optimize this board. Click on these 3 little dots and go to edit board. So now you can see a lot more that you can do with your board than before. It was only showing you the name and if you wanted to keep it a secret or not. Now you can actually fill out the description, which we're definitely going to do, and other things that I'm going to mention soon. So first, the description. As I already mentioned, I like to do a little bit more of a written description first. All right, so for the sake of time, this is what I've created right now. Chile is filled with incredible sceneries, wildlife, breathtaking mountains, and great food. In this board, you will find Chile travel destinations, top things to do in Chile, Chile travel vlogs, Lauca National Park, Chile travel tips, and more. Make sure you fill as much as you can of the 500 characters. But again, I like to mix that written text with the highly searched longer tail keywords. Next, you're going to see here that you have the option to collaborate with someone on that board. That means that both of you, let's say it's 2 collaborating, both users can add pins to that board. And this used to be an amazing way to grow your account. This used to be the way to grow your account, what it's called group boards. But personally, I don't think it is the case anymore since Pinterest has updated their algorithm and really prioritize fresh pins. So they want content creators to continue to create unique pieces of content and really pushing fresh pins every day. So ever since their latest updates, I personally haven't found these group boards to be as much of a strategy to grow your Pinterest account, but it definitely could be something that could be revived soon. I could definitely see this happening with influencers and partnerships, collaborations. And the way that you would find someone else to collaborate with you is just clicking on plus and then sending an invitation to someone, finding that person by email or by their Pinterest username. You can find it here and then invite for this board. Next, again, you can select if you wanted to keep the board secret or not. Personalization, if you want to show pins inspired by this board in your home feed. If this is something that really interests you, you can click yes or no. And obviously you could delete the board if you want. For now, I'm going to click done. And I'm going to show you one of our other boards that already have pins in it to show you how you can select your board cover. Okay, so again, to edit the board, you just have to go to the 3 little dots, click on edit board. And now you're going to see one more option, which is this right here, the board cover. Click on the plus button. And now you're going to be able to select one of the pins from inside that board to be the cover of that board. So it cannot be an image that is saved on your computer or anything like that. You need to have used that image as a pin. So all you have to do is click on it. You can drag to like fit it better for the crop, and then click done, and done again. And now if we go back to our profile, we're gonna see Costa Rica, oh, saved, then down, and we're gonna see right here, that's the board cover. A lot of people like to have text on their board covers, so one of their pins, for example, has a pretty image and it says Costa Rica or Costa Rica travel, and again, you need to actually publish that pin and then choose that image as the board cover, and then things are a little bit more organized. Not these images, these are the most recent pins that you have pinned, but this right here, the square to the left, is going to be the covers that you can use. And if you want something a little bit more organized, a little bit more maybe with your brand colors, then you can do that as well and get creative with it. But for now, I hope you found this video helpful, and let's get to the next video. Okay, so we've already created our board, we've already optimized it, so now we're going to create a pin within that board. Actually, before I create the pin, I'm gonna go ahead and make this board public. So you just click on the little pencil and then shut off the keep this board secret tab, and then click on done. And you see it's gonna show here as an empty board, but now we're gonna go ahead and actually create our first pin to this board. So just click on the board right now. You can either click create a pin from here, this point right here. You can create a section or a pin, or you can click on this button here. So I'm gonna go ahead and click pin. And if you guys remember when I was showing you guys all about board covers, the first pin that we're actually going to pin will be our board cover, because the board cover needs to be one of the pins within your board. And I want to go ahead and get that out of the way and leave that further down as I start pinning more relevant pins to that board. So with that being said, let's go ahead and first get that file and change the metadata of that image. So I went ahead and created this little graphic also using Canva. And what I'm going to do is first change the name of the file. So I want to use the exact keywords I will try to rank for it. So I'm going to change it to Brazil travel. And then I'm going to change the metadata of this image as well. I'm going to show you guys how it works using Mac. And it's actually easier when you're using a PC than using Mac. You just have to right click and click on properties, I believe. But here we're going to be using photos. And as you can see, I was already doing this for some of Sumner's thumbnails. Drag it. And then I'm going to copy this. And then you're going to right click, get info, and then paste it. Paste it on description, paste it on the keyword, and then for location, I'm going to add Brazil. But that makes the information attached to this image even more complete. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. Go ahead and just delete this file because it's just going to be repetitive, and then drag it back to the folder that you want. And now all of the metadata is attached to the image. So let's go back to our Pinterest page, and then you can either drag the image here or just click and find it. I'm going to go click and then find the image that I want to pin, and then click OK. Now that it's loaded, I'm going to add the title. I'm going to make this pin very simple, just because it's not a specific type of content. It's just a broader pin. So I'm just going to put Brazil travel. And then on the pin description, I'm going to add everything that I told you guys about, narrow in broad keywords, and also hashtags. Okay, so after you fill your pin description with as many keywords as it seems relevant to you and it doesn't look spammy, like I did here, Brazil travel tips and inspiration, beautiful places to travel, which is a broader keyword in Brazil, and all of our Brazil travel destinations and guides for you. So I use the Brazil travel, which is the main keyword, also Brazil travel destinations and guides and beautiful places to travel, and all that I found on my keyword research. With hashtags, the first one we're going to add is actually our main keywords. And another tip before I do, you guys are going to see, is that I like adding keywords like this with the first letter of the keyword capitalized. And it's just because it's a little bit more legible for whoever, if the user is actually looking and trying to read the keyword, and in my opinion it looks less spammy. And next I'm going to use a more broader keyword, like maybe travel, Brazil, hashtag visit Brazil, and then hashtag South America. So for a destination link, I'm just gonna go ahead and put our YouTube channel, and then you can publish it immediately, or you can click here to publish on a later date. And that's the way that you would actually schedule all of your posting to have consistent posting if you're not using a third-party app, which is what I'm going to be teaching you how to use later on our next section. And you would just easily just choose the date here and the time. But for this, we're going to actually leave it as published immediately, and then click on publish. And there you go, you've created your first pin. You can easily just click here and see it. This is how people would see your pin. And then see, you can easily click on these hashtags as well, which work as search terms. But before we end this video, we're actually going to go ahead and make this, go back to our account and then boards, and we're going to make this pin our board cover. So if we click again here, now we're gonna get this option. Before we didn't get this option because there were no pins inside this board. So you can easily just click on the plus, and then it would show you all of the different pins here if you had multiples. But we're gonna go ahead and click on this one, and then click on save. And there you go. Now you click on done. And this is going to remain here as our board cover, no matter how many pins we add to this board, and all of the recent pins are going to show it over here. And later on, I'm going to go ahead and optimize all of these other boards for it to look nice and coherent with our brand. And next, I'm going to show you guys how to create a pin from another website. All right, so I just want to show you guys a quick tip on how you can schedule pins in advance for straight from Pinterest, in case you don't want to use Tailwind app, or even if you do. I actually do both. I use Tailwind app, and I use this method a lot as well. It's very useful. And what you're going to do is you're going to start creating your pin, just like I showed you guys before. Then you're going to bring in your image. Let's say this one. Then for just this video purpose, I'm just going to write title, and here I'm going to write description. And then let's pretend I added my destination link here as well. So you're going to spend time and craft a beautiful title, beautiful description. And what you're going to do is you're going to come to this three little dots here and click on duplicate. And what's going to happen is that you're going to now have a new pin with the same title, same description, same destination link. So you don't have to redo this. And then what you can do, you can just click on the little trash can here to get rid of that image, and then upload a new image. This one, for example, and you can select a new board on this top. So for example, this one was on Brazil travel, and for this one, a different image, but the same URL. You can go here if you want and do like travel, Brazil travel destinations, and you can publish immediately, or you can publish on a later day and go here and schedule. Just keep in mind that through Pinterest, you can only schedule, I believe, up to 30 pins as of right now in advance, but that's a whole month's worth of content. So you can do up to 30. You can also use Tailwind app to do more than that. But this is a great way to quickly just create as many pins as you want with a new image, but the same title and description, same destination link. Post it to as many boards as you want. Schedule it for a later day. And then all you have to do is click here, publish, or click here. If you did schedule for a later day, you click on publish as well. Don't worry, it's not going to be published immediately. It's going to be published whenever you select it. So that's it. This is just a quick hack. Hope you guys liked it. Let's go ahead and get to the next video. I just wanted to quickly show you guys how to create a carousel type of pin. And there are two ways that you can do that. You can either drag your images here to this area, or you can click here and then upload them. And for this example, I'm just going to use these two images that we created previously. And once you select them, it's going to give you the option of creating a carousel or a collage. You can just click here on the carousel and then click create. And then from here, you can see the images that you have. And if you even add more later on, let's say you forgot to add one, you can just click on this little plus sign here and then just click the same way that you've uploaded the other ones, or drag. But going back to this, let's say you want to switch the order, you can just click on the second icon here and then determine the order that you want. But let's say I want this one first, and then click done. But what I wanted to tell you guys is that this is an amazing option, especially if you're creating a pin about a product. So just like on your website, for example, where you can scroll through multiple images of the same product, creating a carousel pin is amazing to display all of the different angles, all of the ways that you can use a certain type of product. And maybe you create multiple types of pins just by switching the order of those images, so that the main image is actually a different one, and you might be attracting a different customer depending on the type of image that they're interested in. And then similarly to the other pins, you would just add your title, add the description, and then the destination link here. So if you guys have any questions, leave those in the Q&A section of the course, and let's go ahead and get to the next video. If you have connected your catalog to Pinterest, then you can actually tag your products to any lifestyle image that you uploaded to Pinterest. So I'm going to show you exactly how you do that. You start creating your pin just as you would with a standard pin by going to create and then create pin, then upload your image. And I mentioned lifestyle because that's what Pinterest officially says, that you can do that only to lifestyle images, but I have found that you can do that to other types of images as well, certain infographics and things like that. This option is going to show up after you've uploaded your image. So you're gonna see right here, click anywhere to add tag. So you can click here and this new window is gonna pop up on the right. And from here, you can find any of your product pins by searching for the product title or entering the URL of your website. So obviously this, you can only have your catalog after you claimed your website, and you can only tag products from your claimed website. So you could use the URL, or you can look for something here. I'm just gonna look for a random one. Things are going to be covered. So you just put one word, all of the product pins are going to show up, and then you can choose one of them. So once you choose, you're going to see that they're going to populate right here, and you can tag up to 8 products on the pin image itself. So if you're satisfied with just one, you're good to go. Sometimes you're showing multiple products in the same image, so you can go back and tag more products. Click again here, either enter the URL or the product title, or you can also find your product by that catalog ID. So remember when you were creating your catalog, we chose an ID for each product. You can just click this link and find that whatever product you're looking for by the ID that you have selected. So once you're done, you just have to fill out everything about the pin just as you would with a regular pin, the title, description, the alt text, and the link. And there's one more thing that you can do, and that is you can make collections. So collections are for related products to that pin. So let's say you are showing here a specific product for babies, but someone looking at this pin might also be interested in some of your other products for babies. So what you can do is you can add up to 24 products on this collection right here. And the same way you would search by title, the URL, or finding with the catalog ID. And up to 24, they will all show up here. And after you filled out everything, you just hit publish and you're good to go. Now, you don't have to worry about this. If you have not pinned or tagged your products when you're creating your pin, you can do this afterwards once the pin has already been published as well. So I found here a pin that we have not tagged any products to. It's already been published, and you can see right here that it shows this option, tag products. You would click on the button, and again, you could tag up to 8 products and create a collection with up to 24 products, just as you would if you were creating the pin from scratch. And once you're done, you've tagged everything that you wanted, you would do the same thing. You would just click here to tag, the new window would pop up and you follow the exact same steps. Then you would click done, and that would save it to your existing pin. And what it would look like, it would be something like this. So this is a product pin. And as you can see on this product, they have created a collection of other products underneath. Here's another example that you can see. People have tagged products, and you can see they have tagged the top, the pants, and people can shop straight from here. And they can also shop similar products. So definitely take advantage of that if you have linked to your catalog, and if you have your shop linked to your Pinterest account. And if you have any questions, leave those in the Q&A below, and let's get to the next video. There's a few different ways to easily create pins from any website, whether it's your own website or someone else's. And we're going to get started by downloading the Save button browser extension. So that is available, I believe, for Chrome, Firefox. I'm not really sure if it's compatible with Safari, but you can definitely look that up. But once you download it, you're going to be able to easily create pins with just any image that is on any website. And in this video, I'm going to show you not only how to use the Save button, as well as for other important websites, how you can share and create your pin super easy. So first, I have right here a blog post open. We don't have our own blog post yet, so we are using this one as an example. And I wanted to show you 2 things. First, whenever you download the Save button extension and you have it enabled on your extensions, then you're going to see that you can hover over pretty much any image, and this is going to pop up. And it's so easy, you can literally just click on the button right here. A new pop-up is going to show as long as you're logged in into your account, of course. And all you have to do, let me get out of this. All you have to do is pick the board that you want to save that specific image to. So this one was all about Costa Rica, so let me look for it. Costa Rica travel, go ahead and save, and then you can view your pin, see your pin right here, and you see that automatically brought in the image. It has the link, the source link from their website, the title, the description, and the original poster. So that is one of the keys of enabling rich pins and claiming your account that I've already mentioned. So right here, I just saved it to Costa Rica travel, but they gain more exposure because I saved it to my board, and they are the owners of that website. So really recommend you claiming your own website, but that's not the point of this video. Rather is to show how easy it is to use the save button. So we did it with the blog post, but one thing that I want to highlight is that if you scroll all the way down here on the blog post, there you go. They have it, and I would highly recommend that if you have your own blog or your own website, that you install these buttons as well, the save button, so that anyone can easily create pins just by visiting your blog as well. So as you can see, I'm here still on the blog post. I just have to click on pin it, and it's just like having that browser extension. Let me get rid of this and select the board. It already got the main image that they associated with the blog post. They already have everything optimized for when people use that pin button for this image to come, which is vertical. It has the title, it has the main keywords. So really great job on their end. And then you just have to select the board and click save. There you go, good to go. Let's see the pin again. And now I'm going to show you how you would share and create a pin from YouTube. So here I have one of our videos open, and in this case we're not going to be using the save button. You just have to click on share. So we do this with all of our YouTube videos. And here you have all of the different options that you can share this video. Go ahead and click on Pinterest. So even though you couldn't see the thumbnail, Pinterest automatically brings up the thumbnail. I just have to select the board, which is going to be Peru travel, save. We wait a little bit. There we go. We'll click on see your pin. And then again, Pinterest brought all of the information, the thumbnail, the link, of course, the title, and the description. So really easy way to create pins. You don't need to manually go upload your image, upload title, or anything like that. So I love being able to share from those websites. And next, I want to show you from two different e-commerce platforms. So from Etsy and Amazon, how you would go about that. So with Etsy, I have here pulled up, I already made a search, travel planner. We're going to open this one. And then here you have a few different options. If you're the owner of the account, if you're actually logged in and this is your listing, you're going to be able to see this button right here, the save button. And you can definitely use it, but it's always going to save with just the main image. So if you want to do that, you can go ahead and click save. And I'm just going to select a board. I'm going to go with travel tips. There we go. You can go ahead and click save. And the other way that you can do it is with the save button, which I really like, because in this case you can choose any image. So for example, let's say I want to do this image over here. Hover over it, you're going to see the save button. And in this case with Etsy, it automatically pops, this pops, and you just have to select the board right here. So I'm gonna choose again travel tips, click save. And from here, there's no extra pop-up. It's going to save right from there, and you can click to visit and see your pin. And one thing that is very important, when you're creating these pins, make sure that you actually go into the listing. So if you were before, here's just the search results. You could still see the image right here, but the link would not be the product page. The link associated with it would be the search results page. So make sure that first you click on the product, just as we're going to do now with Amazon. So with Amazon, you search for something. So for example, travel backpack, you find it. Then again, you could save it from here, but you open, and we're going to do the same thing. So with Amazon, you might have to click on it to zoom in and be able to really see the pop-up. And you just have to select the board. I'm going to keep travel tips and then click on save. Awesome. And now let's check out what these pins look like on our profile. Go to your save tab. And okay, you could go to travel tips, or I'm just going to go here to all pins and check out. So we've saved these two from the blog post that we already saw all of the details over here. For articles, one thing that I thought was very interesting is that with Etsy specifically, when we use that integrated save sharing option for Etsy, it doesn't really show up as a rich pin. But when we use the save button, you can easily see the cost right over there when you just scroll, and you get it as a product pin. So Pinterest is not very consistent about how pins show up. So be patient. Sometimes you're going to see rich pins like this, and sometimes you kind of need to test it. As we did, we noticed that with Etsy, every time that we use the save button, it shows up as a product pin, as opposed to the other way that it doesn't. Same thing with YouTube. Sometimes, for example, they have these black bars, and with the thumbnail, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you're able to play the video straight from the pin, and sometimes you don't. So I do think Pinterest is figuring some things out in terms of their integrations, but it's so easy. Highly recommend that you create your fresh pins from those websites to bring more traffic. Let's say you're a YouTube videographer, YouTube vlogger, then it's so easy. You just have to share from there. But I also recommend that you create your specific pin graphics and use those URLs. So It's all about testing, but I'm super glad to be able to share this with you because it saves you time. You don't have to go and manually do all of the title, description, everything else. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, be sure to leave those in the Q&A below, and let's get to the next video. I'm super excited for this video because this is a brand new feature from Pinterest. And actually, before I even get to it, I just want to tell you guys that not only with Pinterest, but with any platform, whenever a new platform launches a new feature, a new tool that you can use, you definitely want to go ahead and start using that tool if you can, if you have access to it, because usually that platform is testing that tool and it's going to give you extra distribution, extra views, even if they can help it, to test this tool better, to get some feedback on the new tool. So just in general, whenever Pinterest or any other platform launches a new tool or a new feature, you definitely want to get on that boat. You want to take advantage of that because you will probably most likely get very good rewards. And that's the case with story pins. So it didn't take long for Pinterest to actually get to this trend as well, which is story pins, and it has its specific placement on the Pinterest app. So it's, like I said, it's definitely something you want to take advantage of because other people are putting regular pins, and for story pins, because Pinterest testing this tool, they're putting it way up in the search results. So what I like to do is I like to repurpose content. As I said, I'm a business owner. We're business owners, and we don't have time to spend hours and hours just on one platform. We need to diversify. So we do spend quite a lot of time in Instagram. We just started, but we tend to post a lot on Instagram, especially on Instagram stories. And what I do is I go to our profile, and after we post stories, for example, I open the stories. I don't know if it's gonna be super loud. No, it's muted. And oh, it's not muted. And then I go ahead and download all. That's what I do for all of my stories, all of them. And you can do stories with videos and photos. So the same way that you could do with Instagram, for example, you could do with Pinterest. So I went ahead and already downloaded our latest stories, and now I'm going to show you guys how to create story pins. So what you're going to do is that you're going to go to your Pinterest account and then click on create, and then create story pin. You're going to create new, and then from here you can go ahead and upload up to 20 images or videos, and could be a mix of it too. So I'm going to click and upload these that I just downloaded. There you go. And here you have a few options. So first of all, you can change the order that you wanted to show. I think these are in order, but I'm going to put this here. You can just drag if you want to change the order, but I'm going to leave it because I think I downloaded already in order. And you can also, if you, I don't want this anymore, you can exclude. You can duplicate it clicking on this button here. So for example, if you have this selected and click here, it's going to duplicate at the end, and then you can drag it if you want to repeat or have a text on it. I'm just going to go ahead and delete. You can also add new ones if you forgot one or want to add more from different files. Go ahead and click on the plus button. And what you can do too is you can choose to either have it filling the whole 9:16 ratio, the whole vertical space, or it could be half and half the video or image and the other half this like solid color here. You can change the color. It could be anything that you want, or a custom color. And let me move myself out of the way. And what you can do too is add text. So let's say Sunday adventure, which was super fun. We actually just went yesterday to try to find this mountain. It was all gloomy. We couldn't see anything. We were inside a cloud. But anyways, you can change the color of the text here. Let's say I want this color, and font size if you want to highlight it or not. I'm actually going to go back to layout because I want the full layout, and then I'm going to leave this text here. Sunday adventure. Then you can customize every single one, and you can preview it here too if you go to video, and it's gonna play. I don't know if you can see.
There it is.
We found it.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna mute it again. It's just gonna keep replaying. But yeah, so here you can choose the order, duplicate everything. If you already use Instagram or any of these other platforms that have these stories, it's the exact same way. So what you can do from here is you can go to next. Let's say you're happy with your order and everything. Let's say this one is a photo. You can adjust it too. You can rotate it if you want. Or let's say layout. Let's say I'm going to do, we found it. Oops. Color. Go back to layout and change this too. And see that it suggests some colors based on the image, which is really nice. I want this lighter color, so bigger. And you can put a lot more text to it as well. I just don't want to have this video be too long. So let's say I'm happy with how everything is. You go to next. Then you could pick a theme. because as you can see here, if it's a recipe, you can put ingredients, serving sizes, some extra information that could be super helpful to the audience and would definitely get a lot more engagement. Same thing with DIY, you could do like a list of materials and all that, or just a list that people will need for this. Or let's say we want instructions how to get to this mountain from Kai City where we are right now, then we could add some extra text there, but we don't want any theme, so we're just gonna go to next. And this is going to be the story title. I just left at Sunday Adventure. You're going to choose the board that you want. And you can also click choose tags. So if you do like Turkey, Turkey travel maybe. Yes. So travel, mountain hike, hiking, for example. So you could have these tags. So you are showing to an audience that is interested in this topic. I'm not saying that you won't be showing to a different audience, but it can help your conversions, your people, your engagement, which is ultimately really good for your account. And then lastly, you would just go ahead and hit publish, and you would have created your story pin. And as I said, definitely take advantage of that, or any other tool that Pinterest releases. You definitely want to try to get ahead, because Pinterest absolutely rewards people who do. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave those in the Q&A section, and let's go ahead and get to the next video.